But I think one of the keys also to understand divine hiddenness, which I also go through in my book in chapter 5, is that one of the ways and keys to understand divine hiddenness better is you need to have a bigger God in mind. You really have to have God, capital letters, the maximally perfect and all-loving being in mind. You will understand more of divine hiddenness because this I go through again in chapter 5 of my book, but God's holiness, and this is at least 3 times in the Bible, at least I remember I quoted that in the book. God's holiness is like a consuming fire. His holiness is so great, so big, that if he was to just appear right here and now in for us as a sinners and all, his full holiness is something that in the flesh we cannot take. He's too holy, he's too big. It will be like I don't know if you saw this movie Terminator 2, Judgment Day and explosion, and it would just be like a skeleton and everything from the fire and the light and the holiness. That's how great and how holy and big God is. And I use this example, and you can go to I don't know if you have this on the screen, Brad, but I have a part in my book, which analogy that I wrote to try and make it understandable for people living today in 2000 and well, now we are 2025. Basically, God separating, like we focus a lot in the Bible of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, but there's another tree, and that in the creation story that we often don't put so much attention to, but it should be, and that's the tree of life. That's important to keep in mind because that has a lot of understanding and theological value to it. So when it comes to, remember this, in the beginning it was the conditions of Eden. Everything was it was great, and God has walked among us. His presence walked among us in a way that was completely different than after the fall. Like there was an intimate way. We read that in Genesis chapter 3 verse 8. It's like heaven and earth overlapping. That's